Oh no, it's not looking good. Johnny! You know, life has a funny way of throwing you some twists and turns. I mean, I come up here to my nephew Johnny's to just to take a couple days vacation and maybe give him a little hand here getting the harvest done, being that it's his very first harvest, and the boy's trying to get himself established. And come to find out, things take a twist, and you find out that you've got to adjust your plans. But I guess part of the secret of life is just learning how to be flexible. And I guess those types of lessons that we learn never end. Well, it all started when we decided to take the four-wheelers out and have a little fun before we got to work on the farm. And, well, here we are. Well, it's good to be back in the country again. Nice to see my nephew Johnny, too. So, wanted to get out here and get on the four-wheelers for a little while. We've got a harvest coming up, and I thought I'd come out and help him here in the country. Of course, you'd think I'd be familiar with the country, coming from a place called Moose Jaw. But the truth is, working 12 hours a day in the shop, I don't get out much. So Johnny wanted to come out and check on his crops here. His crops there on the left. And it looks like it's going to get a harvest. It's going to be his first harvest. And looking forward to helping him out with this. So he's secured some equipment for himself and trying to get on his feet here. But we'll see if we can keep up with these young guys. Not so sure. And apparently Johnny wants to open these four-wheelers up and kind of see what they can do here. So let's see what happens. Of course, he's more familiar with this territory than I am. There's a pretty big ditch up here. Man, I hope he sees that ditch. That looks terrible. Oh no, it's not looking good. Johnny! That was a super rough tumble he took there. I mean, he was unresponsive when they put him in the ambulance. But they're taking him up to the area hospital there, and I hope he'll be alright. Police said they hadn't seen an ATV accident like that in quite a while. Well, it looks like my day just got a whole lot more interesting. It looks like we're in for more than just another vacation. But I guess it is a good thing that I am able to help. So I contacted the shop and they said I could go ahead and take a little time off here and help my nephew. And good news is, the hospital did call us, and Johnny did come too. He wasn't sure what happened, and he was very disoriented. But that's the good news. Bad news is it looks like he's got multiple injuries, multiple broken bones, and of course they'll heal. I mean, he's young. He can take it, but it's going to take him several months. Tabs is his wife, and Tabitha said that it's probably going to be several months, really, before he gets back where he can do any kind of work again. And so, you know, he's going to need a lot of help to get the farm taken care of. But we'll at least get this first wheat crop in for him and kind of get things tidied up as far as getting the harvest done. And I don't know, first things first, I mean, I've had to dust the cobwebs off of my history working on the farm back in the summertime when I was a kid. I mean, this was 25 years ago, and so it's been a while since I've done any work on the farm, but you know, we had a family, small family operation back at that time, and did learn a lot. Farming wasn't for me. I decided I wanted to be a mechanic, and well, I guess that's why they call me Wheels, because I had this thing for working on cars, and well, that's a good thing. Maybe I can help my mechanical inclination help out here with this situation that Johnny's in. Boy, that's quite a corner right there. But they spent, basically, they don't really have a lot of money. I mean, this particular harvester here, this Topliner, the Dudes Fire, they found a good deal on it and a John Deere tractor and a Massey Ferguson. And the thing is that Johnny, being young, had a little bit of a hard time financing it. I mean, they had about $150,000 when he kind of got this project rolling here, and they had to tear out the old silo and put in a new silo system. So we can see it off in the distance there. Nice, shiny, new looking silo. I mean, holds a good bit. It's got great capacity, but you know, that kind of depleted his bank funds, and so, but he needed some equipment. I mean, having the wheat harvest to get out of the field here. So apparently Tabs said, though, that the financing hasn't come 100% through for this thing yet. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, because obviously the finance company's looking at whether or not he can pay the debt. And I'm not sure how much weight they're putting in the fact that he's an able-bodied young man and able to actually get the farm work done. So, you know, I'm a little nervous, but we'll see what happens. But in any case, we're going to use the machinery, and hopefully we'll get the positive call that it's okay to go ahead and keep it, and they can get the final paperwork taken care of. Of course, you know, Tabs is good at the paperwork, so Johnny not so much, but we'll see what happens. The farmer down the road did see the accident and stopped to ask what was going on and who was involved. He found out about Johnny, and he knew that I had the harvest here to deal with, and I was just meaning to help, but that farmer, he went ahead and set down a driver in one of his trucks to help get the crop off the field and into the silos. So that gray truck there is his, and you know, it's really great when the community steps up to try to help when somebody has a need. And driver seems like a pretty good guy. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pipe out, and the driver should pop on over here and get us emptied out, and we'll go from there. So, interesting. We'll have to see how all this goes. And so I think things have went pretty smooth. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit rusty at driving the combine, if you can kind of see by some of the lines we've made today. But I've had a good time nonetheless, getting kind of used to this harvester again. And it's a small unit, but I'm really hoping that things can get pulled together on this, because I think it would be a great tool for Johnny to kind of break in over the next, 10 years or so. If you can get several thousand hours on this, that would be excellent. And also build himself up a little credit too, because, you know, he's going to be needing that. For being a small unit, I'm really kind of glad that this has a GPS system established. And just keep in mind, it's a basic system. Nothing too serious about what we've got here, but certainly makes this job a little bit easier. I'd hate to run that old equipment without the GPS on it. So, but I need to probably go down to the co-op and explain to them what went on. Obviously they're going to see it on the news and probably read it in the paper, but it'd be a good idea to probably fill them in on Johnny's current status and so forth. So I'll probably, if I can get done with this harvest, I'll probably head on down to the co-op and pay them a visit over there. Just kind of let them know that I'm helping him out. And of course, Tabs is the one who set up the account down there, but I certainly want to establish a little bit of a working relationship with them as well. So I'm going to get this little bit of wheat that we left here. So, needless to say, the journey today did not end where I expected it when I started it, but I've had a pleasant day working this equipment. Well, looks like we're going to end up with just over about 70,000 for that little bit of field that we did there today. And appreciate the neighbor sending his driver on over to help us out with that. I'm going to guess we're probably at about 180, 190,000 of wheat once we're done with the rest of the field. And I'm sure Tabs will be really pleased with that. As far as the price of our wheat right now, it looks like the wheat's going to sell for about 500, which is good. All right, well, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll have time if I wash up and get on down to the co-op, and then we'll go from there. So anyway, we'll try not to track too much dirt in the house for Tabs. All right, so I believe I go down to the T and take a left, and I should be going towards the co-op. It's nice to take a country drive every once in a while. In the Mustang, obviously, we can get up to pretty good speeds, but, it's nice to kind of slow down, take in the country scenery, the air, and boy, I'll tell you, it's just, there's nothing like the farm air and the way that the country feels, such a relaxed atmosphere. And, don't get me wrong. I mean, Moose Jaw is a very, very nice town. But it's just a little bit of a rat race, from the day-to-day operations. And, this farming life might not be all bad. All right, well, let's take a left, head on up to the co-op, and we'll see what we can find up there. I'm just going to let them know about Johnny's current condition, kind of meet them, and I need to stay on my own side of the road, though, whether I'm on a country road or not, right? So anyway, we'll head on up there and see what we can see. You know, the driver we had working for us today, working with us, he's working for us because, you know, the farmer sent this guy up. But honestly, he was a little bit critical of our operation, somewhat. I mean, a little cynical about whether we'll be able to get the job done. And so I'm not sure if, like, he was real great friends with Johnny, but probably just unfamiliar with him, you know? It looks like there's the vehicle shop. And a couple of nice trucks they have there for towing. And doesn't appear this is the way either. I'll tell you what, I'll check back with you once we get there. Alright, so I talked to a guy at the vehicle shop, and he told me you had to go down over the railroad tracks and then turn right, and then the first right would get me into here. So we have a milk sell point, we have the bakery over here, and there is the co-op. So anyway, it's 1900, so I'm not sure anybody's here for today. And I think that's the guy's truck that helped us today. I guess he's going to be picking up a load of lime. Well, all right, let's go ahead and park this and get out, and let's see if I can find anybody here at the co-op. Hello, anybody here?